Hey, it's Lee with the Turquoise Valentine, and I hope you subscribe and follow me on other social media. Today we're going to do a craft with some Dollar Tree cards and canvases and embellishments. And I'm going to take the first canvas, which is a 4x6, and I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and cut around the edge to remove the canvas part. And I don't worry about the staples, I just leave them there. They're going to be on the back. So I just struggle and cut until I have all the canvas off. And now I'm going to take some burnt umber paint and I'm going to mix a little bit of water with it to make like a stain. So just mix, and I'm going to paint my little frame with the stain so we can get kind of a woodsy look. I still want the wood grain to come through, so I just use this as a stain. And then after that's done, I'm going to take my little sanding block and just sand it because I want to make it worn down in the sharp point areas. Just sand it like you want it. Then I'm going to take my first card, this Merry Christmas from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of seeing where it's going to go, how it's going to fit in my canvas. And no, it's not going to cover the whole canvas, or the whole frame, rather. So we're going to do something to make that fit, though. So I'm just going to kind of place it and see where I want the image to be inside of the little frame. And I'm going to take a pencil and make a little mark here where I want it. And then I'm going to cut a little bit down from my mark, so I'll have something to glue to the edge of the back of the frame. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. Then I'm going to get it where I want it on my frame and get it centered in there. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to raise one side up at a time and put some hot glue under there to hold the card into the frame. Just like so. Then I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Just kind of raise it up a little bit. Put a little line of hot glue down. Just enough to hold it onto that frame. Smooth that down. So now we have to worry about the edges because the card doesn't cover the whole frame. You could leave it like this if you choose to. I'm going to cover up those sides where the card doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I'm trying to figure out what ribbon to use. I'm going to use this black and white buffalo check. I think it goes better. And we're just going to cover up that little hole there. So I'm just going to tack it down with some hot glue on the back and string it across, and then I'm going to cut it and tack it down on this side. Just like so. Trim that a little bit so it won't stick over the edge. See how good that looks? So I'm going to take another piece and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just tack it down, stretch it across, cut it, and glue it down like I did the first piece. And that covers those little side pieces up really well. Look how cute that looks. Okay, I'm cutting the edge of that off because it's sticking off. So now we're going to have a way to hang it. So I'm going to take the same buffalo check ribbon. This comes from, I think it came from Michael's. I'm not really sure. And then I'm going to glue it down and then loop it across and glue it down on the other side. And just like that, we have this cute little frame to go on your tree. But we're going to put a little embellishment on it. I think it needs a little something something. So this is just a Dollar Tree sprig that I've cut from a lot just to embellish things. So I've cut 2 sprigs of that off, and I'm going to put some hot glue on my frame on the corner. And glue that down. Just give a little embellishment on the corner. Just gluing little extra pieces on there. A little berry came off, so I'll glue that back down. And then I have these little red bells that I got from Hobby Lobby. And there's the bag there, and I'm going to glue those down. They look like berries, but they're actually little bitty bells, but they're red, and they have them in all different colors. I'm going to glue those there. I'm going to do 3. Just because it looks pleasing to the eye. And there that is. Isn't that cute? So cute. So now we're going to take the next canvas. Going to do the same thing as I did before. Going to tear the canvas off. And I'm going to sand this a little bit because this one was a little bit rough. Some of them are. So I'm going to take my sanding block and just sand it and smooth it down a little bit. And then we're going to do the same thing. This time I'm putting a little bit of black in with my burnt umber just to give it a little bit of a deeper brown. So just add water to my paint. And I'm going to do the same thing and paint the canvas. Well, it's not a canvas anymore. It's a frame. Paint the frame. And see how that wood grain still comes out in the wood? It's so pretty. Just get it all good and covered. And it dries so much faster than real stain. So this is an easy way to get that stain look without actually using stain. Okay, now we got that stained and dried. So now I'm going to take my next card from the Dollar Tree. And I love this black with this greenery. And I'm trying to figure out which way I want to put my canvas and what part of the card I'm going to use. So don't sleep on the Dollar Tree cards. You can use all kinds of cards they have for different things. So I think I'm going to turn it this way. So I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw it around where I'm going to cut. And just cut that out. And then we're just going to glue it to the back. Same way we did on the first one. I'm just going to run glue all the way around the outside of the back of the frame. And then just press that down. I'm going to trim a little bit that's sticking off. So now the same way we did the first one, we're going to have a way to hang it. So I'm going to take the same buffalo check ribbon. And I was trying to think if I wanted to turn it sideways or up and down. I think I'm going to do this one up and down. So I just take my ribbon, loop it around, glue it down on the back like we did on the first one. And that's it, guys. How cute is this? Look at those. I love them. And I hung them on my tree outside for you to look at. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you give it a try. Shop the card section at Dollar Tree. Don't sleep on the cards because look how cute these little ornaments are for your tree. They turned out so awesome. Hope you subscribe and give me a follow. Thanks, guys.